Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about books that I think are really underrated in general, and I feel like on BookTube we often fall into this trap where we're always reading like the same kind of books and everyone's reading the same sort of books and everyone's reviewing the same. So I decided to add a little flavour today and be talking about books that I haven't heard many people talk about. So yeah, let's just get into this video. So the first book I want to be talking about is actually a series, and more than one book on this list is a series. So yeah, this is The Secret of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. I love this series. There's 6 books in it, and the first one is The Alchemist. But I don't know the order after that. But I definitely know the first one's The Alchemist, and actually, surprisingly, a teacher in my school recommended this book to me because she saw I was reading the Mortal Instrument series, and it's very different from that, but like I can see why if you like the Mortal Instrument series you'll like this series. I did enjoy the Mortal Instrument series, I did enjoy this series. So this series is basically about this man called Nicholas Flamel, and he's an alchemist, but like he's like living on a cover, and he has this one book, and people are trying to get hold of that book because it's very powerful. It's the reason that Nicholas Flamel has lived for so many years, because it has a recipe in it that makes him immortal, basically. And there's only one way of stopping what's trying to go on, and that's by finding these twins that have a golden aura that can like stop what's going on, if that makes sense. And it was absolutely amazing, and it was so well developed, like the whole magic system, everything. And for me, I'm not really one to read those kind of books, but this was definitely so amazing and so well done, and I would recommend it so highly. I do understand people's like withdrawal, like not really many people want to read a long series with 6 books, especially for a book that isn't like what I talked about. But I promise there should be more hype for this book because it's amazing and it's so good. I actually listened to an audiobook and it was really immersive actually. I fully enjoyed it, and I think it was narrated by a full cast, because if that was one person doing the voices, congratulations to them, because wow, they were so different. And the next book I have is a book I have talked about on this channel before, and that is I Am Thunder by Mohammed Khan. This book changed my life, and it deserves more recognition because it's not getting the recognition it needs, or the recognition I want for it. It's basically a book about this girl who's like battling a lot with her identity, and she's a Muslim girl, but like what she's been taught at home about Islam is not what this guy she meets is now telling her about Islam. So she's like hitting against a brick wall. She's like, what do I believe? Like, how do I? And like that kind of struggle really plays out into a story that is really interesting. And to be honest, at first when I first started reading this, I thought it was very character based, and I was like, I want some spice, I want some plot. Then a plot came, and oh, it blew me away. It was a plot I was not seeing to come, but it came. And definitely, if you're looking for a book that does well, good character development, but also has that plot on the side, then definitely this is the book for you. And honestly, the representation was so good, and it was something I haven't seen ever before. Like, I've never read this good a representation in my mind of a Muslim girl. Like, it was spot on. So definitely give that book a read if you haven't, and yeah, you should enjoy it. And the next book that I want to talk about is another series, and it is I don't know what the actual series is called, but the first book is The Repossession, the second book is The Hunting, and wow, The Repossession, basically what happened was, in our school you have to we used to have to read like 5 minutes before every lesson, and you get in trouble if you don't have a book. So for me that wasn't a problem, that was like my dream. And when I found my book at home, and I was like, oh my god, no. So I had to go to the library, and I saw this book and I was like, I'm like late for my lesson, let me just pick this up. So I just picked it up, and I was like not really expecting to actually have it. I was like, I'm going to take it back to the library once I finish school today and just get my book from home. But oh my god, I started reading it and I could not put it down. It was so good. So it's basically about this girl, and her like town starts to believe she's like has the demon in her, and then she's like I don't. And then this guy helps her run away. And then they found out that the reason that people think she's a demon hunter is a lot more sinister than they first anticipated. And they're like, oh my god, what have we got ourselves into? And they have to like do a quick run around, trying to like find out what's really going on. And it just like leads to this plot that's just completely like awry, that's the word. And it's crazy, like the plot is actually crazy, and the attachment I felt for the characters was a lot more than I ever thought I would, because I just like fell in love with the characters, and I absolutely would recommend it if you just want a book where you can just fall in love with the characters so much that you're fighting inside. You're like, if this person dies, I die with them. Like that kind of like attachment is what I felt in this book. And I think the characters were so well made. They weren't like 2D like some books. They were definitely like 3-dimensional, and they were like real human beings. Like let me tell you, no human beings ever like 100% happy, and no human beings are 100% sad. There's always like moments, right? We'll have moments, and that's kind of what this book showed, that like sometimes someone can be positive 1 minute and negative the next, positive like switch, vice versa. So yeah, and then the next 2 books I have to talk about are written by the same author. The first one is The Girl Who Was Supposed to Die, and the second one is Girl Stolen. These books, when I like, they're probably the only ones on here where I feel like I see why people would have a mixed opinion on them, because one moment they're like amazing, like the plot, they're both crime like mystery novels, and one point is like they're really good like in showing a mystery, if that makes sense, like putting the dots together. But the other time I feel like the pacing of them is a bit weird. Like sometimes it's really fast, like you're like, whoa, what just happened? And then like the next thing they're really like slow paced, and it's like, can the story move on a little bit? But in my opinion, I love them, and I think they're amazing, and I can overlook that like pacing issue because I didn't really mind, if that makes sense. Like the pacing for me was not a problem, but I definitely could see the problem, which I think is a good thing. I think it's also good, like sometimes when you're reading you can see the problems, but you're so in love with the book you don't care. That's what this book sounds like. Problems? Oh, I don't care. And both of them, okay, the girls were kind of like, okay, but like they were like, the other characters kind of like, for me, made the main character likeable, if that makes any sense. Like, you know when you're in a situation where you don't want a character to be hurt because it would hurt these other people, you don't want those people to be hurt, so you love that character, if that made any sense. My mind doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know if it's going to portray well to you guys, but that's kind of what I had in my head. So that was 5 books I think are definitely underrated, and honestly I've never heard anyone talk about any of these books, I don't think, at all. So if you're looking for books with less hype about them, definitely check these out, and leave a comment down below if you are going to check them out, and if you have read them and what you thought of them. Remember to give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.